Hey, my name is Felix, and I want to tell you what most of my life was like. So when I was younger, I constantly had this brain fog in the back of my mind. I remember back in school, we were given an assignment to read through a book, and I would start reading, and then about 2 to 3 minutes later, I would just stare at the page and think to myself, what did I just read? Like, I went through the pages, but I have absolutely no idea what I just read through. And then I needed to reread it again and again. And this could happen like 3 times. I would reread something 3 times and still not understand it properly. And this is how bad my brain fog and my brain actually worked. And this would not only be with reading, this would also be talking with someone. So I would be talking to a person and they would be speaking to me and I would listen. I would try to listen. But at some point I would realize like, oh, what have we been talking about for the last minute? I don't remember what you said. And it would be very awkward and problematic to live like this. Try to get all of this knowledge, all of this information, people talking to you, but you really don't retain anything. And this was unfortunately me for the most of my life. But the worst part was after eating a big meal. Because you have probably all experienced this, you eat lunch and you eat a lot of carbs, you eat a big meal. And then afterwards, the afternoon crash, it just hits you. You feel lethargic, you feel tired. It doesn't matter how many cups of coffee you drink, you will not just get back to feeling the way you did before lunch. But the interesting part here is that what I realized afterwards and what I know now is that it's really not the meal that you eat. It's really not the big lunch you eat. It's the carbs within the lunch that is affecting you. Because if you eat only fats and protein, this will not happen to you. You can eat a big meal of fat and protein and you will feel totally fine afterwards. You can go to the gym, you can function, you can work, you can do anything, and you don't want to take a nap. And another problem that I really had was that my energy levels were just changing a lot throughout the day, and the same was with my mood. So I would in one moment feel very good. I would feel energy. I would feel hyped to go to the gym or to work or whatever. But then 15 minutes later, I would just feel tired for some reason. There was like no clear reason. I would just feel tired and my motivation would just be gone. And this is not the case anymore. Like today, my energy levels are just stable throughout the day. And I have energy throughout the day. I don't even want to go to sleep because I feel so good. I feel that I want to do more and more. And I truly believe that most people are actually reacting in this way. Some people are reacting more and are more sensitive to carbs than others. But for most people, going on a low carbohydrate diet is the best thing you can do for your health. And what I've personally done is, of course, the carnivore diet. The most pure form of the ketogenic diet where you have absolutely zero carbs. And most people will function the absolute best if you eat only meat and eggs. But today, I feel very good. As I said, I have very stable energy levels throughout the day and I want to do work. Like before, when I was eating carbs, I just wanted to chill all day. I really didn't want to do work. I needed to force myself throughout the day. Right now, I can read a book, I can learn things, I can do hard intellectual things, and I really want to do it. It feels amazing to actually concentrate and learn something. I don't want to just lay on the couch, lay on the beach. Actually, I want to do hard stuff. I want to do intellectual stuff. And this is what happens when you cut out all the carbs. Because this is how humans should feel. We should feel excited to go on a hunt, to go and do work. You shouldn't be in a state where you just want to sleep all day and not wake up with energy in the morning. You will not feel present in the moment after eating carbs. Like before, when talking with people, I would just overthink everything. I would be very anxious, very stressed out. But today, if I'm talking face to face to you, I will look you right in the eyes. I will not have any other thoughts in my head. And I will listen very carefully on what you have to say. And the other person can really feel this. When you're really in the present moment and you're just there, you're in the moment, you're feeling the moment, other people will notice. So what changed all of this was, of course, my diet. And before, I never knew the reason why I was feeling this bad was because of what I was eating. Because I was eating carbs. And I wasn't even eating any bad carbs. I was following the food pyramid. There was nothing processed in what I was eating. I was never eating junk food. It was whole foods like rice, sweet potatoes, carrots, oats, all of these whole food grains and carbs which most people deem very healthy for you. And especially here in Finland where I live, porridge is this magical thing which many people eat for breakfast. And that's basically just boiled oats. And I need to tell you this. This is probably the worst breakfast you can ever eat. Yes, it will give you a lot of energy. It will give you a lot of brain fog as well. And I remember I used to start every morning off by eating either porridge or eating just raw oats with a unpeeled kiwi and some chia seeds. It was just horrible for me. If I could just go back in time and tell myself that, hey, don't eat this, eat some eggs or something. Like my life would have been just way better if I would have made this simple diet change. So the biggest thing I did was, of course, first I started a ketogenic diet where I was eating very low carbs. Then after a while I switched to the carnivore diet, and this just transformed my life and my brain completely. So the best thing you can do is really to just cut off all the carbs, but the closer you are to a carnivore diet, the better. And this is the thing, you only afterwards realize how bad you actually felt. Right now is the first time when I feel that I'm actually living life. I remember back to those days, just feeling all of these symptoms, just being very sensitive to carbs. It was not fun living, really. And when I tell people this, like usually everyone at first says, but Felix, I feel fine eating the Western diet. I feel fine eating all of these carbs and stuff. And what I always answer is, no you don't. You don't feel fine. You just don't know how good you could feel. You don't know that you feel shit because it feels normal to you. And that's not a very good situation to be in. And if you're feeling this way right now, give the carnivore diet 30 days or even keto 30 days where you cut off all the carbs. I promise you that your brain will be so much sharper and you will feel the best you have ever done in your entire life. So why does this happen to you when you eat a lot of carbs? And the first reason is that you get a massive blood sugar spike when you ingest carbs, which then raises your insulin and eventually it will come down. So it will go up and come down. And this will of course make you feel very tired and lethargic. And after eating a big meal, your body will naturally start to digest the food. But if you're eating carbs, your body will have a lot harder time and it will take a lot longer and more energy to actually digest the food. Because what happens is that your body goes into this parasympathetic rest and digest state where your body really focuses on digesting the food. Like some people say that when you've eaten a big meal and your body is digesting the food, 60% of your body's energy goes towards actually digesting the food. So of course, if most of your body's energy is going into digesting the food, it will take away from your brain power. And biologically, this also makes sense. It makes sense that, you know, our ancestors were hunting and feeling hungry at the same time. So they were hungry and hunting, then they hunted down an animal, and after that they feast. So it makes sense to feast after you have hunted. And of course, if you have hunted the animal, you have gotten your calories for the day, then you can rest. Then you can digest the food, recover your body. But the problem here is that in carbs, there's a lot of anti-nutrients, which makes it very hard for your body to digest it. And this is the reason why the keto or carnivore diet is the best, because when you eat mostly fat and protein, your body can actually utilize all of these nutrients. In carbs, especially fiber, like your body can't do anything with it. And this is the reason why you are shitting it out as well. If you're on a carnivore diet, you don't need fiber because there's nothing valuable in fiber. It's an anti-nutrient. You will always poop it out. And as I said, like before, after eating a meal, I was just tired, I was lethargic. It was just because I was eating carbs. Today, after eating a meal, I actually feel more energized in a way. If I'm not eating a massive meal, I feel more energized. And it feels fantastic because it means that after eating a meal, after eating a carnivore meal, I can actually keep on working. I can keep on functioning, or go to the gym or do whatever, because my body's very effective at utilizing the food and it can actually put it to use right away. So the digestion process is a lot quicker as well. So if you feel very lethargic and sluggish all the time you eat, so if you feel that every time you eat carbs you feel very sluggish and lethargic afterwards, try a low carb diet. If you want to feel the absolute best you can, go strict carnivore, eating only meat and eggs. But if you start a ketogenic diet or the carnivore diet, it's very important that you actually consume enough fat, because this was a mistake that I did in the beginning. you need to consume a lot of fat because your body is going from burning carbs as a primary fuel source to actually burning fat. So it's very important that you actually, like 70-80% of your nutrients is from fat when you do this change. And it's also very important that you get enough of electrolytes, especially in the beginning. But if you want my personal help on switching to a carnivore diet and transforming your health and life this way, I offer personal help. You can click the link in the description if you're interested. Okay, but that's it for today. I hope you found value in this video. You can click this video next if you want to keep on learning. Always subscribe, get more carnivore and keto content like this. Eat meat. Take care and have an amazing rest of your day. Goodbye.